Hello, boys and girls. This is Aunt Miriam's Corner, and our today's story is entitled The First Baby. When God created the fish, birds, and animals, He said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply." In answer to His command, there soon appeared in the rivers and the seas thousands of baby fish, from tiny minnows to infant whales and sea lions. On the trees and bushes of the forest, birds of every kind and color began to build nests, lay eggs, and hatch them, as birds have done through all the centuries from that day to this. To the first sheep came the first little lambs. To the first bears came cuddling little cubs. To the first elephants came cute little baby elephants, and so on through all creation. The whole world became one vast nursery with thousands of mothers and fathers doing their best to feed and train their children. To Adam and Eve, also God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." He did not want them to be alone. He planned that they should have a large family and enjoy the love and companionship of many, many boys and girls. When you stop to think of it, this was by far the greatest gift of God's love to these dear creatures of His hand, better than all the beauties of nature, better than all the rich stores of gold and silver in the earth, better than all the friendship of the animals was the power to have boys and girls who would one day grow up to be men and women like themselves. This most precious gift was intended to bring them endless happiness as their children and their children's children should come to love and honor them through all time to come. How many children Adam and Eve had, we do not know. But in view of what we are told of those far off days, we may be sure they had lots and lots of them. And what bright and beautiful children they must have been, offspring of these two majestic beings, formed by the Creator Himself. How the hills and dales must have rung with their happy laughter as they romped together in the fields and woods and played with their animal friends. Beyond doubt, it was the joy and love of these dear children that helped Adam and Eve bear up under their sorrow at the loss of Eden. Of all their children, we know the names of only three, and these all boys. Of course, they must have had girls in their family too, but none of their names is to be found in the Bible. The name of their first baby, the first ever born on this earth, was Cain. No wonder we know that name, for first babies are always so very, very important, aren't they? How Adam and Eve must have loved that little boy. How they must have counted his fingers and toes and marveled at the beauty of his eyes, his nose, his ears, his mouth, time and time again, just as all fathers and mothers have admired their first babies ever since. I feel sure too that the Son of God took many a tender look at that soft little bundle of happiness in Eve's arms, for he knew that someday he would come to live among the children of Adam just like that. What a comfort little Cain must have been to the sad hearts of his parents. The very joy of looking at him, playing with him, and loving him must have helped them forget their sorrows. And as they thought of the day when he would grow up to be a fine big boy, a young man just like his noble father, what wonderful dreams they must have dreamt for him. What great hopes for the future they must have cherished in their hearts for this firstborn son. Alas! It was not to be. Instead, this dear treasure, this joy of their hearts, became the source of their greatest sorrow. They thought they had paid the price of sin when they were driven from the Garden of Eden, but they had only begun to pay it. Soon, all too soon, they were to see what sin can do in a boy's life, what it can do to a boy's home, what it can do to his parents' hearts. Oh, sad, sad story. This beautiful baby, this perfect child, firstborn of the world's first man and woman, became the world's first murderer.